A woman in a wedding dress was buried alive. Her husband actually used stones to strike her. Even her biological father didn't spare her. Her two sons followed the adult's actions and began to stone her as well. Then, the men from the entire street joined in. In the end, the woman was beaten to death. It turns out this brutal punishment was a law in this country, specifically for women who are unfaithful in marriage. But the woman in question was actually innocent. This poor woman's name was Soraya. When Soraya was still a minor, her poor father sold her to a man named Jack. Years later, she gave birth to 2 sons and 2 daughters for him. She had given everything for the family without any complaints. Even so, she often suffered from domestic violence. Jack had affairs with other women. One day, Jack became interested in the daughter of a prisoner. The prisoner agreed, saying that if Jack helped clear his name, he could marry his daughter. But with one more wife, Jack's burden only grew heavier. So, he went to the town elder, hoping he could persuade Soraya to divorce him. He wanted to keep 2 sons with him and leave the 2 daughters with Soraya. He also offered Soraya half an acre of land as her only means of support. However, this was far from enough to raise her 2 daughters. So Soraya firmly refused. When Jack learned that Soraya wouldn't divorce him, he went home and angrily berated her. He even told their sons that Soraya was the one hindering their happiness. Seeing this, Soraya immediately tried to explain herself, but her eldest son started lecturing her instead. In anger, Soraya smashed a plate, but no one understood her. Because of all this, Soraya couldn't escape Jack's abuse. Feeling wronged, Soraya took her daughters and went to her aunt's house for help. Her aunt was the only independent woman in the country. Upon hearing Soraya's story, he advised her to get a divorce, but Soraya couldn't bear to leave her daughters. The next day, Jack and the town elder came to her aunt's house. They suggested Soraya work as a nanny for the widowed neighbor, which could provide her with some extra income. In order to leave Jack and for the sake of her daughters, Soraya agreed without hesitation. From then on, she worked as a nanny during the day and returned to her aunt's house at night. With the money she earned, Soraya believed a better life was just around the corner. But she had no idea she was already falling into Jack's trap. At that moment, Jack and the elder arrived at the neighbor's house. They falsely accused the neighbor of having an improper relationship with Soraya. They even threatened the neighbor with his mentally disabled son. To protect his son, the neighbor reluctantly agreed to Jack's claims. It was at this point that Soraya's tragic life was just beginning.